does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah. Yeah, I'm disgusted with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain weight, because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to think, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
And good afternoon, folks. So we are back to some Bus Simulator 21 today, which I have not streamed in about 6 months. So we're going to shake a little bit of rust off and see what there is to see. There were some new updates on Friday that were released, a pretty major update. I didn't read the patch list in detail.
You know who else
but
going there by bus too? Locals.
I think we'll just take a look and see if we can notice any of the new features as we go along. Maybe we'll look at the patch list a little bit later. I know we also got a new bus pack released as DLC sometime last month, but I haven't picked that one up yet. I think we're gonna, since I haven't streamed this in quite a while, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna just, whoa, grab a route as a little warm-up. Alright, the little Cetaro K looks like a good candidate for a warm-up.
Drive yourself?
Since it's a small bus. And good place for me to shake the rust off. Alright, so let me see here.
Hi.
And hello, Captain Andy. Welcome.
Of course, honey.
How you doing, Andy?
And
I actually didn't expect to see you today.
Bye.
All right. And hello, Uggs. Welcome. How you doing, Uggs? Surprise, surprise. Good? That's good to hear. Andy, I have to apologize. I woke up really early to your stream today, but I fell asleep before your landing. So if you're wondering what happened to me, that's what happened. I never got out of bed. And when I woke up, you had raided somebody else, I think, and I was like, what is going on? And yeah. So. And it looks like you were doing some Lego Star Wars most recently. Cool. Andy says, I'm doing well, taking the night off again. Had family come over and got some other bits that you need to do tonight. Okay, cool. Ox says, been enjoying it. Thanks, okay. Oh, so you're doing the Skywalker saga, okay. Yeah, I played some of the original, I think it was the original trilogy Lego Star Wars, long time ago. Me and my girlfriend at the time did that co-op. That was a lot of fun, but I've never played any of the other Lego Star Wars games. Or any of the Lego games at all, I don't think. Like, I think there's like a Lego Indiana Jones and stuff. And a couple other ones that I was interested in, but I never really got to play any of the other ones. But I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it. There is a lot. Yeah, I have no doubt. Lego is like a mini Disney. They have so many IPs. Andy says, what you planned to do earlier, but things got pushed back. Yeah. That's good. You got some visit time with the family. That sounds nice. Or is that nice? I shouldn't assume. People have different family relationships. Just can never know, I guess. Yes, we had a new patch to Bus Sim 21 that came out Friday. That's what made me want to jump in and do some of this today. And I haven't streamed this since I think October, but I hadn't really played it in a few weeks either. So that's why. And it was time for me to blow the dust off of my steering wheel. I literally hadn't played any. Whoa! Watch out, dude! I hadn't played any driving games in a while. Actually, my steering wheel wasn't even plugged in. I had to hook it back up. And he said, "Nah, this family members are nice. I was just unplanned. It was like last minute." Okay, I got you. And hello, Hypo! Hey, Hypo. Thy lordship? Ah! I hit a pedestrian. Did I? They must have hit me. Alright, we got a wheelchair passenger here. Hypo, you get some sleep last night? I know you were up late slaying. Doing alright? Yeah, doing great. Alright, let's see if we got any deadbeats. Wake up, dude. And Hypo with the resub! 13 months! Thank you, Hypo! Oh, I'm doing even better now. Very much appreciated. Wow, people have been so generous this weekend. I've gotten a ton of subs this weekend. You guys are just really too great to me, honestly. Thank you, Hypo. I mean, especially that, you know, the fact, like, I warned people on Friday on my stream that I haven't, you know I haven't been streaming regularly, you know? I mean, I'm working myself back into it, but I know I'm not keeping a regular schedule, so nobody should really feel obligated to sub to me or anything like that, you know? But, yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Glad to be here when I can. Thank you, Hypo. Always glad to have you guys here. So, Hypo, that was a pretty big, you know, boss battle you kind of had happening at the end of your stream last night. Do you have any sense if that's getting towards the end of your game?
Wow! Perfect parking.
Because that was pretty epic. It looked like an in-game type fight to me. Oh, tickets. That's right. I forgot I actually have to sell tickets in this game. Oh man, I'm really out of practice.
Thank you.
Yes, you stupid machine. Thanks.
Math. Who's blocking the door? Oh, hang on a second. I'm trying to... Is a wheelchair person trying to get off? Lady, move. No, I guess we're okay. Hypo says, I'm nowhere near the end. Oh, okay. But that, I believe, was a main story boss. Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. Just worried about my gearbox. Wow, a Sunday stream. Hey! How about that? Welcome, ADR. Yes, it's almost like old times for me. I've literally streamed 3 days in a row. Believe it or not. And hello, Darren. Good day to you too, sir. All right, we got an upgrade. Yeah, ADR, I decided to jump into this today because we got that patch on Friday. So I just wanted to kind of see, you know, see what there was to see as far as updates. I haven't noticed any updates yet, but we do have a patch list. Darren says, I remember the Friday night stream. I was very drunk.
Last week, I had the best kind of
Past tense, Darren?
It was in this small restaurant in Oakwood. Highly recommend
Or is Sunday not one of your drinking days?
Thanks.
Past tense, got it. Oh, overcharged. Ah,
May I have a ticket, please?
that's your name, man. Because you said please. Are we done? All right, it's coming back, little by little.
Here.
Not today, not one of your days, huh? Okay.
Hold on.
Well, good to see you, Darren. Uh-oh, got one. First deadbeat of the stream.
Sure thing.
What? Oh, here you go.
Has Bald been around? No, I have not seen Bald myself on stream at all. Boo, pay your fare, right, Ox? I haven't seen Bald at all anywhere on Twitch since he, since he ended his stream, his channel. Unfortunately. I would like to see him. But we have had some private chats off stream. Traded a couple DMs and whatnot. So that's cool. So I have heard from him, I just haven't seen him on Twitch. How about you, Darren? Have you seen him? Or heard from him? Beautiful downtown Chinatown. I like this area of the city. I like the way they did this. You have on Steam chat. Oh, okay, that's cool. Nicely decorated, yeah. Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it, I don't think Bald and I are Steam friends. I don't think he's on my friends list. And Hannah is going to lurk. Thanks for the lurk, Hannah, and welcome. Andy says all I've seen him do is post videos on YouTube. Yeah. Not lurking on Twitch. Okay. Uh-oh, lady, wake up.
I already shouted.
Did I? Man, I'm running really late. Out of practice. Taking a bit for me to get my routines back. Gotta wake up the muscle memory.
I need a ticket. Bus seats sometimes have the weirdest but it's nothing.
Andy says, oh my god, how many levels are on this game? Oh, driver levels? You know what? I have no idea, ADR. I'm pushing 500 now. I have no idea. I assume that's what you mean by levels, right? Alright, let's check the deadbeats.
What? Oh, here you go.
Whoops, I sat by accident. How do I get up? There we go.
I went up to the Lakeside District a couple of days ago. Hummingbird Bridge was amazing.
You know, ADR, if I was thinking, I would have asked Cyan to join me today, although it's probably late for him now. Because he was asking me what was I going to play today, and I told him I was going to play this. But I didn't think to ask him if he might want to play co-op. I still haven't played the co-op mode of this yet.
Are you still there?
Yeah, Captain Andy's going to lurk. Thanks for the lurk, Andy. And this is not cross-platform, right, ADR? I couldn't play this with you on, like, PS5 or anything, right? I don't think so, yeah. I'm not sure, but I didn't think so either. Who's blocking the door? Move! I thought I turned that off. I turned some of the stupider, you know, random events off. But maybe it got turned back on with the latest update. I don't know. This is not my stop. I made a mistake. Derp. That's my stop in the other direction. This is not my stop going this way.
Hey, I need a ticket.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks.
Such a clean floor. Wait, who's this guy again? Hey, LA! I don't know who this guy is, but he's streamed 3 days in a row, so look for the pod. Keep kneeling by accident. Stop that. Or sitting, rather. Lady, can I... There we go. Focus.
Hold on. Wait a second. Here you go. Here you go.
Got one. Shame on you, lady. Hey, how you been, Ole? How's bus driving life? I mean, real bus driving life. Good? Yeah, I'm doing great. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in a long time. I was hanging out on a DJ stream during the middle of the week, DJ Acid. I didn't know if you were still modding over there, but I didn't see you then. Tight turn. ADR loves these. Kappa. But I'm driving one of the short buses, so it doesn't really... It's not too bad. Alright, another wheelchair passenger. Coming in. In the ramp. Yeah, we know we're late. We know. Ox is going to go have a go on TSW2. Okay, Ox. Thanks for stopping in, man. Are you streaming? While you drink your Coors, nice. Yeah, that sounds like a perfect Sunday, man. Not tonight, but you'll be lurking. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Uh-oh. Sorry. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so sorry. I thought she was on the bus already. There we go. Tickets, tickets. Got another one. Oh, 2 in a row. Shame on y'all.
What? Oh,
Bad passengers, bad passengers.
Here.
Already showed told you already.
Wait a second.
Yeah, I know. I already checked you. I don't care. Oh, is it raining? Darn it. Let's see, which way am I going? That way, right? Yeah. He's letting me out? Very nice, thank ya. Wow, pretty crowded bus stop. Drop the ramp just in case you want to get out. Ready for upgrade. Yes, we know we're late. Alright, there's a wheelchair passenger out. Man, look at Big Tex with his big hat sneaking on the back door. I bet he's a deadbeat. Watch him. Somebody needs a ticket? Yeah. Trip.
Thank you.
Oh, it's such
Wow,
a
everybody
nice
just
day.
walking on this bus. Ain't nobody paying for tickets.
Thanks.
There it is. Sure.
Sure thing.
why are you asking me again? There it is.
Sorry to interrupt your nap, lady.
Of course. Here you go. Where is
We
it?
already showed.
Do you need an inspector? I do. I do. That's what I was just saying a little bit earlier. I wish I'd have got Cyan to play with me on co-op. Because he asked me was I going to play what I was going to play today, and I told him I was looking at playing this. But I know it's kind of late for him. But yeah, since they do have a co-op mode in this, you can play where one person does exactly that. They do ticket inspections. Or they can drive their own bus too. There's a couple different ways. Another upgrade here.
I would like a ticket.
Wow, they're all just stuffing on the back door. Yeah, I definitely need an inspector. Ole says, any new buses on this? Yeah, they just introduced a new DLC pack. A couple weeks ago. I don't have it myself. I think ADR, if he's still hanging out. Oh, no, he went BRB. Never mind. He bought it, but I haven't actually seen it yet. It's an Iveco bus pack. Put that.
Thank you.
And also, Ole, I don't know if you know, they finally introduced mods for this game. So there's a growing library of mods that are out. I have some of the mods installed on this. Some of them are modded buses, but I have, I think right now the only thing I have is an interior upholstery pack. And I might have a logo pack, but I'm still trying to unlock all the logos, you know, for the game, for the livery. I still don't have all the paints. Wrong way. I still don't have all the paints and the logos unlocked yet. Because this one works a little bit different than Bus Sim 18, whereas with Bus Sim 18, you pretty much would unlock paints and as you went along, but you had all the logos already, you know, the decals rather,
Hey, watch out!
already available to you. But on this one, you have to earn those, you know, kind of as swag by completing missions in the game, which are kind of like scenarios, you know. Which I didn't know at first when I first started playing. It took me a while to figure that out. And even though I'm, as ADR said earlier, you can see I'm almost level 500 in the game. Believe it or not, I still don't have everything unlocked. So the game is kind of stingy as far as giving you swag compared to the last game, anyway. But I think I almost have the whole city unlocked.
Just one thing.
At least the primary city, the new city that they gave you, which is the U.S.-based city.
Thank you.
All right. So let's check tickets.
Here you go. I already showed it.
You saw my ticket already?
Keep doing that. There we go.
Hold on. Here. Here you go.
Oh, got another one.
I lost it.
Where is it? Ah, here you go. How often do you want to see
Of course. Sure.
There it is.
I showed you.
All right, so I think this is where we are going to get off. Turn it over to one of our AI drivers. Let him take the route. That was a good little warm-up. Unfortunately, because I'm so late, the bus ends up being out of service because it's off the timetable. But that's okay. We'll do better the next trip. Because, still shaking the rust off. Alright. So let me see. What do I have available in terms of missions right now? Okay, so I have 2 active missions now. So basically you always have kind of like these main quest missions that kind of, you know, this would be like almost a mainline story mode type assignment. But you can also take optional missions, which they put here as what they call ambient assignments. And by doing these, this is what unlocks swag for you. So, you know, like you can see the rewards here. For example, this is pistachio, they're saying, which is a paint color. This one says reward is the racing flag, which is a decal or a logo for your paint. Volvo 7900, yeah, that's one of the buses that we have. Olay. You know what? Let's take a look at the garage. I'll show you some of the stuff I have. All right, so this is pretty much the bus I just drove. It's just a Citaro K, you know, short wheelbase, this is pretty much what you start your company with, and they're very easy driving, as you would imagine, because they're short wheelbase, very good handling. But there's a ton of you know, longer buses, CNG buses, bendy buses. And in this game, there's a crap ton of e-buses. Og says, 1 core's down, and now I get a pack of Worcestershire sauce crisps. Nice. So, let me see. If I go in the garage, I say change bus. Yeah, so, I mean, here's all the Mercedes buses I got, Olay, the Citaro. So, I got the K. Here's your e-Citaro. I think I have 10 of these in my fleet right now. So this would be, for example, the last one I bought. 2 doors, 2 axles, pretty good length. But the e-buses are pretty powerful. And hello, Katie. Welcome, Katie. How you doing? Or, for example, then I have the eSataro G, for example. So you get these are, also E-buses, but 3 axles and 1, 2, 3 doors. I do have some 4 doors, which are pretty cool. I think I might have 1 5-door, which I haven't driven too much. Katie says doing good. Good. Good to see you, Katie. Can you believe I'm streaming 3 days in a row, Katie? Imagine that. What is happening on planet Earth? So these are Mercedes, Ole. Let's see, then we got a number of MAN buses. Some CNG buses here. I think this one is a 5-door. Yeah, here's a 5-door, for example. Let's grab the last one I bought. This is 4 axles, 3 axles, 5 doors. So they got some pretty long ones, and these aren't too bad to drive, to be honest. Even the big ones are not bad. They did have some glitches in the physics, where it was kind of weird. Sometimes you'd be driving a bendy bus down the street, and you stopped at certain stops, and the back end of your bus would like fall through the earth, and kind of either break off or drag your bus into a weird, state. So it's kind of weird. I think in the patch notes they said they'd fix that. I haven't seen it in a while, so hopefully it has been fixed. But let me see what else we got here. So we got MAN buses, bendy buses. We have some Ivacos already in the game. I'm Z-Logic. Yeah. We already have some Ivacos in the game, but yeah, like I said, there is an Ivaco bus pack that was just released as DLC. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I think. Kind of at the end of March, maybe. And these are nice. Oh, I painted that? I don't even remember painting that. I like that color. Wow. That's a really nice blue. I really like that. And I'm kind of starting to like the paint shop in this game, too. At first, when I first started playing it, I didn't like it as much as the one in Bus Sim 18. But they have some really, really nice wraps and decals and stuff available now, and even some of the ads are not, the ad wraps are not bad. So I kind of like those. The paint shop has kind of really grown on me. And then also, Ole, I don't know if you know this manufacturer. I didn't know them until I started playing this. BYD. BYD is apparently a Chinese manufacturer. And I think all the buses they have, at least in this game, are electric buses. You never heard of them? Yeah, I never heard of them either. I actually had to Google them, or actually I looked them up in Wikipedia because I was wondering, I said, is BYD, a real manufacturer? And I found out that they're I guess a relatively new company in China, and BYD translates in English to build your dreams. So yeah, this is one of their e-buses. Well, this is one of the standard length e-buses, but then they also have a bendy bus. Looks like I only have one of those. And I really like this wrap. You guys can see this wrap. It's an aquarium wrap, and I think that wrap is really nice. I like that a lot. But compared to the other e-buses, never heard of it, says Oggs, but looks great. It does. I mean, the paint jobs really help. But compared to the other e-buses in the game, BYDs are kind of cheaper. Well, they're a lot cheaper than every other e-bus in the game. So this would kind of be like your starter level e-bus in this game, I guess, because they're cheaper than everything else. But the buses themselves look kind of nice. Like Ole says, the Solaris front end, it kind of reminds you of. But the interiors are kind of, visually anyway, low quality compared to the other buses. Matter of fact, what we'll probably do, let's drive one, and then let me see, what route is this on? 19? Let's drive it. Let me see, where's the route 19? Just so I can show it to you. So, I mean, they are nice buses, but until you start building up cash, you probably start, if you want an E-bus, with their buses, I would say. Where's the 19 run? Arlington Lake. Where's that? Yeah, I mean, I got routes running all over the city now. I still think. Oh, okay, I know where. No, that's not it. Where's Station 1? I think there's still one area of the city I still have yet to unlock, but I have pretty much everything else unlocked. I could start here, I guess. Alright, I see where it is. Lakeside View. Alex says, I've never been a fan of the bendy bus. Yeah, I know when I first started playing OMSI, for example. Let's see, was that Route 19? Yeah. Oh, I must have 2 buses on that route. All right, this is one of the other ones I have on this route. This is also a bendy E-bus, but this is an Isotaro.
Oh, a break? That's great.
Yeah, this one is a 3-door? Yeah, it looks like a 3-door. But yeah, the Sataros perform really nice. They're good to drive, even ones this size. So these are really nice. But let's see if we can get that other one with the aquarium wrap on it. It's another Isotaro. You can kind of see Isotaro is kind of ugly. You think so? I think they're nice. I like them. Well, I like driving them anyway. I'll put that. You're probably right. Cosmetically, there are some nicer buses. But I really like driving them. They're good performing buses. You know what? Maybe I'm on the wrong side of the street. Maybe the bus I'm looking for is coming the other way. No, it's only on that side of the street. Yeah. Maybe I only have that bus on a certain time of day on the route. Let me look at it. Because some of the buses I have assigned to only drive peak hours and be off non-peak hours. Oh, that's exactly what it is. So I had the BYD bus working basically during these peak hours. So we can probably pick it up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, it looks like. What time is it? Oh, it's 8 p.m. Jeez. It just went off duty, actually. All right. But we can fix that. Well, actually, we can do it in the morning, too. I think we can get it in the morning. Alex says, I'm from the UK, so it's all about those double-deckers. I have one double-decker in the game. We can take a look at it. Unfortunately, in this game, I'm not fond of the double-decker that they have. It's not a... I mean, first of all, it's a diesel bus. But... Oh, here it is. This is the one I was looking for, the one with the aquarium wrap on it. I like this one. Give me the bus.
Or drive yourself.
All right. But the double decker that we have is the model looks nice cosmetically, but I think it's a little underpowered, and also because it's a double decker, something about the interior, the way they built it, it's hard to move around in. It has some glitchy spots in it where you kind of literally get stuck in like the internal map, you know. But I mean, they have put a couple patches on it since the game released, so maybe since then actually fixed it. But we can take a look at that also and see. But yeah, this is the BYD bendy bus. As you can see, the interior is kind of utilitarian, but I mean, they perform okay. We can drive a little bit of it. Let's take some of the route. But yeah, the e-buses are all really quiet. I mean, this one has a little bit of a, you can hear the motors a little bit of a motor whine to it. But for the most part, they're really quiet. But yeah, I had never heard of BYD either until I unlocked them in this game. See what you mean about the whine? Yeah. And it's not too bad. I mean, it's not like it's an annoying whine or anything. It's just that, you know, EVs in general are quiet. They're really, really quiet. You usually don't hear much of anything. But this one, at least you can hear something. So I'm glad we can at least hear something.
Thank you.
But yeah, I mean, they're not, you know, BYDs are not fancy, but they're okay. And, Ole, you had mentioned the 7900s. I mean, those are usually on the very expensive side, but they're pretty nice. The model, you know, that they put in the game is pretty nice. But yeah, Alex, to your other point about driving bendy buses, I was intimidated about driving them when I first started driving OMSI. But what actually got me to get over my quote-unquote fear of bendy buses was actually driving Euro Truck Sim and American Truck Sim. Because, you know, that to drive those, you actually, you know, have to get used to articulated, you know, maneuvering articulated vehicles, and that helped me actually get better at driving bendy buses. Because there's a lot of similar principles, it seems like. All right, there's a wheelchair passenger. Two of them, actually. Yeah, I think actually some of these buses, especially bendies like this, they have specific, you know, nooks for where wheelchairs can fit. So you can take more than one passenger. I think this one might actually take 3. All right, she needs a ticket. She needs 3 tickets. You're welcome. Oh, darn it, I keep doing that. Yeah, they built into the game that you can finally sit in the passenger areas when you're riding in passenger mode. But I keep sitting by accident when I'm trying to check people's tickets. Wake up, dude.
Wait a second. There.
All right. Yeah, so there's a wheelchair berth there. There's one where he's sitting here. No, it looks like on this one there's just 2 of them. Some of the buses, I believe there's 3. Yeah. Yeah, the Arctics would help. The Arctics? Alex? Sorry. Articulated, gotcha. Uh-oh, says I hit somebody. I must have hit somebody amidships, because I certainly didn't see it. But our company at this point is rolling in cash, so... not a hardship anymore financially to have accidents. You need a union rep. Maybe. Maybe. Well, you know what? I wouldn't need the union rep because technically I'm the boss. I'm in charge of the company, so yeah. I'm management, I'm not union, I guess. Or awkward having to discipline yourself. Yeah. Alright, ready for upgrade. I don't like this mechanic. It used to be, as you simply drove your route, your bus stops would automatically get upgraded as they kind of, alright, needs a ticket. Kind of accumulated, you know, XP of sorts. But now you have to manually upgrade them yourself. I don't really like that. I wish they would get rid of that.
Thanks. I want to go
I
fishing
need to
again.
find several tickets.
Alright, he needs 3 tickets.
Thank you.
Anything else? Alright, since we're running so late already on the schedule, which way am I going, right? Yes. I'm probably not going to check tickets too much anymore because it's time consuming. Alright, so I think this route takes us to the other side of the city, the newer side. So it connects the downtown area to the, I don't want to call them suburbs, but, you know, some of the more distant residential areas, which are kind of cool. I like some of the other areas in the city. In this city compared to the one in Bus Sim 18, which we still get in this game, but it's, you know, it's the other city. What was the other one called? This one's called Angel Shores. The other one was called Seaside Heights or something, I think. But yeah, this one seemed to have a lot more diversity in geography, I guess I would say. It's not... Wait a minute, which way am I going? Left or right? I'm going right. Okay, I wasn't sure. Have you tried Tourist Bus Sim? No, I haven't played that one myself. I know Bald used to play that. He would stream it. And I follow a couple other people who, you know, played it and streamed it in the past. But I never played that one myself. Do you play it, Alex? But yeah, this part of, or this city rather, has a lot of different types of neighborhoods with a lot of, you know, distinct personalities, I guess. So it's very interesting. There's even like a sports stadium and stuff in this part of the city, which is kind of cool. Alex says the physics of the coaches are different. I keep playing it, but my wheel doesn't match so well. Oh, really? Okay. Ah, potholes. And I hate the potholes, which, unlike Bus Sim 18, you used to be able to turn the potholes completely off. This one, you can't really turn them off anymore. You can just kind of reduce the impact, like the force feedback impact in your wheel when they do hit. But they're still annoying. I'm too late. Yes, I know. I'm rusty. That's alright, we're still making money though. Alright, somebody needs a ticket.
Thanks.
I would like to.
Okay, everybody looking at their watch. Trolling me. I know I'm late. I know it. Alright, I'm tempted to check tickets, but no, since we're running so late, I need to just try to catch up. Put the Rolex away. Exactly. Yeah, these buses have... The e-buses have pretty good performance, good acceleration. I like driving them. I do kind of miss the sound of a diesel engine, though. But they are nice. Stop here. Alright, I'm going to lower the ramp, only because I'm not sure if I still have a wheelchair on board or not. And, whoa! Incoming raid from the 1G Frost! Hello, Frost! Good evening to you too, Frost. Thanks for the raid. Welcome. So let's see, Frost, you were streaming, Wreckfest today. How was your stream today? And new follow from Christopher Bajas, is it? Is that right? Thank you for the follow. And hello, Dare. Dare says he's frosty because I beat him in a pig-shaped car. Sweet. Welcome, Dare. Good to see you again. Frost says, bit of spontaneity with the Wreckfest. Nice. Yeah, I see you playing that sometime along with, Wolfman and a bunch of other folks. So, always looks like fun. I've never tried it myself, though. But welcome. Thank you so much for the raid, Frost. I really appreciate that. And there's Wolfman. Speak of the devil, he shall appear. How you doing, Wolf? Good to see you, folks. And hello, Das. Frost says, saw you on it and it's been a while. Yeah, it really has. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate your bringing the community. And Farmer Kurt, hello to you. Good to see you back. Thank you, Kurt. Good to see you as well. Yeah, it's almost like old times. I literally streamed 3 days in a row this week. Friday night, Saturday night, and now Sunday afternoon for me. So yeah, good streaming weekend. I mean, I'm still not, committed to a regular schedule yet. But yeah, it's been a good weekend of streaming. Dare says Wolf is more of a lesser minor imp than a devil. Yeah. Either way, he was summoned, right? Wolf says all good, was in with them on Wreckfest for the last few. Yeah, I figured you might be. But yeah, glad to see you, Wolf. So yeah, so we're doing our Simulator Sunday thing today, and I'm streaming Bus Sim 21 for the first time in 6 months. Mainly because we got a set of alright, we need upgrade. A set of patches on Friday, and I haven't actually looked through the release notes myself yet. But I was just figured I'd look and see if I could detect any, you know, what the changes or updates might be. All right. Yes, we're driving a big old bendy bus here. This is a Citaro. No, this is not. This is a new manufacturer I had never heard of before called BYD. They're a Chinese manufacturer, I understand. And all their models in this game, BYD, are e-buses. They're, you know, electric onlys. So I was just showing this one off, mainly because I really like the paint job that we put on this one. But I am kind of derping my way through the service. My first couple services tonight, I've been really, really late. So yeah, having a little trouble staying on schedule, but still shaking off the rust. Whoa! Almost thought I was going to rear end that guy. That was getting kind of close. Have to remind myself that these big buses, the big bendy buses, especially the e-buses, do not stop on a dime. I mean, you can actually feel the extra weight, you know, that you're trying to haul down to zero. BYD, build your dreams. Or bust your dread. Yeah. Yeah, maybe so, Alex. But again, thank you for the raid, Frost, and welcome to everybody who joined us from Frost's stream. Hope you guys are having a good weekend. Do I still have a wheelchair passenger? I've been dropping the ramp habitually, but I think they might have all gotten off. Look at this guy sleeping. Let's go wake him up first. Dude, wake up, man. This is not your bedroom. Excuse me, guys. Can y'all find a seat? Nope, no more wheelchairs. Because we had one here and one here. Alright. Yep, they're all out. Alright. Good to go. Another bendy bus passing, I think? No, that's not. But yeah, I got at this point, a lot of bendy buses in the game. You know, if you kind of follow the mission storyline, or the main plot, quote-unquote, storyline, there are places where they really want you to buy bendy buses specifically. But, there's some routes I just bought them anyway, just because I thought they fit the route better. Light is green. Hello? What are you sitting there for? Dude, move. What is he? What? Now he moves. Now the light changes. Gee, thanks, troll. Made me miss my light. That was a quick light. Weird. So yeah, I don't know about the AI in this game sometime, but wait, am I turning here? Ah, screwed up. I'm turning here. Let's see, maybe I can.
Where did I put my...
Maybe I can't. Yeah, I should just went around the block. I'm gonna break the bus, aren't I? Yeah, bendy buses are kind of weird about... You can only bend them so far before technically they break. So, yeah, that's kind of tight. But that's okay, I think we're clear. Got away with it. And they have this industrial area down here where the all the big cargo ships and everything come in. But like I said, this part of the city has a lot of nice, lot of diversity to areas. All right, another upgrade. Alright, we're running about 3.5 minutes late right now. So if we're 5 minutes late, then it's kind of a... We kind of get quote-unquote punished in a way where our bus is technically so late they consider it out of service and they take it off the line when you're done with the route. So I don't want to do that. I think we're late enough. Watch it, dude. What do you slow down for? It's already in front of me. Alright, rain is broken out. Alright, so we're heading back to the downtown area on this route. That's funny. I was just getting a warning that I was speeding, but technically I have the governor on. It's not supposed to let you speed, but I guess technically you can speed on it a little bit. All right, see if we catch this green. Yes. Wow, it's raining pretty good now. Everybody with their umbrellas out. Even though technically we're under an underpass. Or an overpass. Alright, he needs a senior ticket.
Thank you.
Oh, little thunder happening. Alright, we're not checking tickets. Because, wait. We don't have any wheelchairs? No, we're okay. Yeah, we're not going to check tickets because I'm late. Can't afford the time. Oh, did I forget to upgrade a bus stop? Oh, crap. But yeah, I mean, I think the bendy buses handle pretty good. I'm not really afraid of driving them in this game. The only thing, I mean, they maneuver pretty good. The only thing about it is, like I had mentioned, you have to account for the extra weight, so your braking is obviously, reduced, and I personally tend to forget that. But I haven't rear-ended anybody yet, so. But the stream is young. A bus and a half, yeah. Yeah, you're right. You know what? While I'm sitting here, let me see if that last stop that I made, if I can actually upgrade it. Because they prompt you to upgrade it when you make the stop at the station, but I don't technically think you have to. Oh, it's not showing an upgrade. Oh, my mistake. Oh, okay. I must have misinterpreted. Oh, she needs a ticket.
Thanks. I need to buy several tickets.
Alright, he needs 3 tickets.
Thank you.
Alright, so for them. And speaking of a bus and a half, a sub and a half. Alex, thanks for the sub. 2 months. Thank you, Alex. Very generous. Appreciate that. Very much appreciated, friend. Y'all moving there, y'all getting on, y'all getting off, what y'all doing? You found the Manfred Shook emote. Yeah. Yeah, even though I'm not really playing or... Yes, you may. Although you don't need one, Ole. Everybody in chat rides free, always. But yeah, even though I'm not really streaming or even really more playing, I haven't played OMSI in a while. I actually been thinking about uninstalling it. I couldn't totally divorce myself from Manfred, so yeah, we have some Manfred emotes. He will always be a part of the stream, far as I'm concerned, whether I'm playing OMSI or not. Dude! Oh man, that guy he just like brake checked me in the middle of the intersection, idiot! Come on, man. Do you get snacks on your bus? No, but you're welcome to bring snacks for the class, Alex. All right, and I think that's the end of our service. We do get an upgrade here. Oh no, we have one more stop. Okay, never mind. Oh, I actually missed 2 upgrades on that stop. Jeez. Got somebody else sleeping. Come on, dude. Man, these people are like always sleeping on the bus. They must party all the time. Alex says, I'll bring some salt and vinegar crisps. Nice. Sans flights never have any, only cheese puffs. Now, if I was handing out snacks, mine would also include cake. Just for our friend Miss Lovely Hannah, because Miss Lovely Hannah loves her some cake, so yeah. We would also have to have some cake on our services. I thought that was the last stop. Didn't we pick up our service here? We did. Wow, I was three upgrades behind there. Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is where we picked up the bus. But I did not get the summary screen for having completed a route, you know, a lap on the route. So I'm going to turn that off. Actually, I have to check settings.
Here's a picture of my cat.
Alright, so we'll give everybody this going away present and check for deadbeats.
Where is it? Ah, here you go.
Wow, the Three Stooges back here are clean. I always thought there would be, usually in the back of the bus is always one. But no, we didn't get any that time. Can y'all sit down? Jeez. No room around here. Sit down. There's nothing but seats here. But anyway, guys, that's the BYD bus. Let's turn that over to the AI. Let them take it away. Watch our magic driver teleport in and take the bus over. There you go. But yeah, I like this one because I like the paint job. I like this aquarium, you know, wrap that we put on it. I think it's really pretty. But yeah. Volvo time? Yeah, we could do a Volvo LA. Matter of fact, let's go to the garage and figure out where my Volvos are. You want the 7900? Well, technically there's... Well, I'll just show you. There's the... And you know what? Now that you mention it, when we were going through the list here, I didn't go through the last couple manufacturers, so let's take a look. So yeah, we have Scania, and oh my God, we got another raid coming in. Holy crap! So we're getting a raid from Jelly Bean, 1956. And hello, Mozzie. It's Red Mozzie. Welcome, Mozzie. How you doing, man? Good Lord, it's like the stream of raids today. My God, I got more raids in the first hour of this stream than I got all weekend so far. Good evening to you too, and hello, Brindy. Oh my God, Brindy's here. Welcome, Brindy. Jelly Bean raid, yeah. How you doing, Brindy? AK, my neighbor, my stately neighbor. Brindy and I live a state apart. She's in Jersey, I'm in PA. And there's Sap. Hello, Sap. Welcome, how you doing? And hello to C. Gunner. Welcome to you, how you doing? C. Gunner, okay, so the bot says you're a first-time chatter. I could swear your name is really familiar. I could swear you've been here before. But welcome to you in any case. I really appreciate that. But Jelly Bean, thank you for the raid. Welcome to you, and welcome to all your viewers. Let's see, a quick shout out for our friend Jelly Bean. Looks like see, Gunner says, no, I don't believe I have been in here. Oh, okay. Your name is familiar. Maybe there's another Gunner who drops in from time to time. But welcome to you, either way. Looks like Jelly Bean, you looks like you were doing just chatting today. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, sounds like the type of streams that you do, Brindy. So how'd the stream go today on Jelly Bean's channel? Welcome, folks. Yeah, thank you, Hypo. Appreciate that. Og says now you have to get your passengers cake. Yeah. Sap says Jelly was doing a music quiz. Oh, cool. That sounds like fun. Kind of like a homegrown quiz, or were you doing like a quiz game like what's the popular one everybody uses? I can't think. I'm drawing a blank right now. But just curious. Homegrown? Oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah, sounds like fun. But welcome, folks. Yeah, we're just doing a little Bus Simulator 21 here today, which I haven't streamed in about 6 months. So, let me see. Back on point, Olay was asking for Volvo. He said citywide, low floor, and not a low entry. Oh, you mean the one I'm looking at? Olay? I mean, I think pretty much all the buses in the game are low floor. There's only a couple of them that are high floor. I don't think we own one in the fleet that I have. But anyway, yeah, let's grab a Volvo like you were saying. But yeah, we have a Scania. We didn't have Scanias in Bus 18. And this one is actually kind of cool. I think I only have one. Yeah, this one actually came with a Razor wrap. I think Razor must have paid some money to get their wraps in the game. And there's actually some wraps in here from some famous streamers online. Like for example, Squirrel actually has a wrap in the game. And a couple other streamers I don't really know. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I mean, like the Scania, it's pretty nice. But let's take a look at the Volvos. See if we can find one that Olay wants to take a look at. Yeah, and in this one, I think the only Volvos are the E-buses. So we have the regular 7900s, and then we also have the Bendy, clearly. And I got a lot of these. These tend to be on the expensive side, but now that my company is kind of rolling in cash, there's no problem to really buy them anymore. Olay says, yeah, that's low floor and not a low entry. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't recognize the difference. Low entry. Okay. Alex says, what does double decker look like? We can take a look at it. As a matter of fact, I was going to drive it after we drove one of the Volvos, because that's what I know LA wants to see. But we can take a look. Yeah, so Alexander Dennis, I think there's a couple Alexander Dennis models in the game, but we only have one, which is this double decker. Like I said, I'm not crazy about driving it. I think it's a little underpowered for its size. But the model looks nice. I'm happy with the wrap that we put on it. I think it looks nice, the paint job. But it's also kind of weird maneuvering inside the bus. Like I said, it's kind of, because it's a double-decker, the ceiling tends to be kind of low, and there's some clipping issues. And like, I've gotten stuck just trying to climb steps from one deck to the other before. That is huge compared to our double-deckers. You think so? Okay. Yeah, this is Alexander Dennis. I think this is the only double-decker in the game. I don't think we have any more. But we can take a look at it if you want. Captain Andy, welcome back. Andy said, can you drive a double-decker tonight, please? Sure. This is only on one route. We can jump in it. Yeah, this is only on Route 3. Olay, do you mind if we do the double-decker first and then come back and grab the 7900? All right, what was that, the Route 3? Sure, okay. Thanks, Olay, appreciate that. Yeah, the 7900s, I had them all over the city. I mean, they're on all kinds of routes, but yeah, the double-decker I only put on one route because I was, like I said, I wasn't really happy with its performance, so I didn't enjoy driving it, so I didn't really put it any place. So I kind of put it on this one, Jetty Drive. Okay, I kind of put it on this one route downtown just to kind of be there, you know. All right, fast travel. Still raining. Oh, come on, stop raining. All right, is this the? No, I don't have any bus stops on this side of the street. Let's do this one. Okay. Alright. Oh wait, what is that one? That's the Route 3, but that's not the double decker. Alright, so I do have another bus serving this route, the Route 3, but that one, there it is. Let's take it. Give me the bus. Move. But yeah, as you can see, it's a 3-axle, 3-door. Hey, give me the bus.
You want to enjoy the ride?
Yes, I do. Give me the bus, girly. All right. Wow, this one was crowded. She didn't even get all the way to the bus stop. They're just getting off because I opened the door.
Hey. Yes. Of course, honey.
All right, we can actually formally stop at the bus stop.
Cheese too, yes. And the garbage, of course.
Whoa, I'm dropping frames a little bit, so... Yeah. You know what? I never had any problems with optimizing, with this bus being optimized. But yeah, you can kind of see what it looks like. The model is nice, but it does kind of have some issues. And apparently, somehow now it's killing my frames. Jeez. But, I mean, it's not bad. Looks nice. There's a back stairwell and a front stairwell. We'll go up the back. Sometimes, just coming up and down the stairs, I get they all got out the wrong door. I know, they both got at the front door. But yeah, just coming up and down the stairs, I've gotten stuck sometimes, just, you know, clipping through the, I guess, the handrails or something. I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not having problems now. But it doesn't mean it won't stay that way. But yeah, that's what it looks like. We'll drive it. Very posh double-deckers, yeah. But yeah, it's not like a lot of the London double-deckers that you get on, you know, some of the OMSI routes. Those are much shorter wheelbase than this. This is, I mean, technically this, even though this is a fictitious city, it's supposed to be a fictitious American city. So, I mean, you know how we do. It's just, everything here is oversized, it just seems like, compared to Europe, so. But it's still a kneeling bus, so that works okay. Awesome trucks, though. Somebody's blocking the door. Who's blocking the door? Move, dude. And just for fun, since we're here and it's our first stop, we'll check the tickets.
Of course. Here you go.
And we'll go up the front steps this time. Deadbeat. Got one. Two. Got two. Three. Oh my God. You people should be ashamed of yourselves. Yeah, this is why I need a conductor, or an inspector. But yeah, I am getting a little bit of frame lag since this one came in. I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but I can see it. But when I've driven this in the past, I didn't have a problem with frame rate, so maybe something new was introduced. The Riddler just got in with the green bowler hat, yeah. Yeah, he did look like the Riddler kind of, didn't he? Oops. Yeah, definitely laggy. Now. Sap says it's Alexander Dennis, though, isn't it? Yes, it is. Is not a British make? Yeah. Yeah, so like I said, I bought this one as soon as I, unlocked the double-deckers. I mean, that's kind of what everybody was looking forward to with Bus Sim 21 compared to 18. They knew we were getting double-deckers. But, yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed with this specific one performance-wise. It just doesn't drive and handle as well as a lot of other buses in the game. It says Alexander Dennis does our... What is that? Bin wagons? And fire trucks. Oh, okay. Garbage trucks. Oh, okay. Oh, that's what you call bin wagons? Gotcha. Always learning some British slang. Yeah, a little laggy. Yeah, and I don't know about the sound of this particular bus either. I don't know what you guys think about it, but sound has kind of been a sound quality. Oh, she needs a ticket. It's kind of been a complaint about a lot of people for this particular game. I know some people who have refunded it just because the sounds are not authentic enough. But I'm kind of hoping now that this game has mod support. I don't know if you guys know that. They introduced mod support on this game a couple releases ago, or patches ago. I'm hoping that we'll get some good sound mods out of it. That should be nice. Alex says, go up the apples and pears to your second floor. Did I miss somebody, Alex? You mean like somebody was wearing apples and pears or carrying them or something? Just saying. Oh, okay. Oh, speed bump. Ah. Yeah. Apples and pears equal stairs? Oh, okay. I just thought about something. One thing I haven't done in this bus is ride it in passenger mode. Alright, upgrade ready now. Because like Train Sim World 2, that's one thing you can do in Bus Sim 21. You can ride as a passenger and let the AI drive the bus. And I've done that on some of them just to kind of, enjoy it from the passenger's perspective, plus check tickets. But I've never ridden this bus as paid has changed. Damn it! I've never ridden this one as a passenger. Be nice to sit up top in front. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, Alex. That's exactly what I was thinking. Because that's one thing I like in the double deckers and IMSI, that it looks like that upstairs view would be really nice right in the front. But, of course, you can't really ride as a passenger in IMSI, but you can do it in this. So, yeah, this is the Chinatown area. I like this area. I like the way they did it. The way they modeled it in game. They said they based it on San Francisco's Chinatown. Even though, technically, this is a fictitious city. Alright, wheelchair passenger here. for them. Kettle and hob equals fob, which is a watch. Oh, okay. More slang. If you need to keep an eye on your kettle and fob, you need to keep an eye on your kettle and hob if you want to be a good London bus driver. Gotcha. You know what? Let's take a quick check of the passengers because Oh, you gotta be kidding me. The lady in the wheelchair didn't even pay for a ticket? Shame, lady, shame. Ah. But yeah, that's probably one reason when the London DLC came out for OMSI. SAP. I was never good at staying on schedule. Very hard to stay on schedule on the London DLC.
Here.
Very hard. Alright. Guess that's it. She's wearing a mask? Yeah, they had those in the game. They, Sorry, what did I do? Here we go. Since this game was released during the pandemic, I guess they felt like it was, appropriate. I think you can turn those off, though, I believe. She didn't pay, can you Adam and Eve it? No, they get a penalty if they don't pay. Alright, he needs tickets. They actually get a $150, I'm gonna call them dollar fine. Because it's technically a fictitious currency they use.
One ticket, please.
Student day ticket.
Thanks.
And hey, there's Dan the Watcher. I only have 75 cents. Can I get you next time? No, your money's no good here, Dan. Everybody in chat rides free. Well, welcome, Dan. Thanks for joining. How you doing? Yeah, we raided Dan's channel last night at the end of our Saturday stream. We were playing a game called Lake, which I call it American Postal Truck Simulator. And we raided Dan last night because when our stream ended, I saw he was streaming it. So we decided to drop in and share our audience with him. How'd your stream go last night, Dan? Lake is such a nice change of pace, yeah. Yeah, I mean, this type of stuff that I'm playing right now, I'm playing Bus Simulator. This is my normal stream fare. I play a lot of simulators. But I do, on Saturday, what I call New Game Saturday Night, where I play something, at least start something that I never played on stream before, or have never played before, period. So this week it was Lake. So I think I got about maybe halfway through it, based on feedback from some other people who play it. I streamed it for about 4 hours last night. The next time I stream it, it'll be at least Saturday, unless I decide to stream it, before that. Wow, I'm really dropping frames right now. Oh, she needed the ramp, didn't she? Yeah, I'm sorry. Forgot about the wheelchair. My bad. Dan said, stream went well, thank you. Just looking to finish it over time on stream. Okay, cool. Alright, so technically that is the end of this route. Like I said, when I bought this double-decker, I mainly just bought one of them just because I just don't like the way it performs. I don't like driving it, sadly. But I only put it on this one, you know, tight Chinatown-centric route, I guess, in the middle of the city. So I never bought another one. I don't know if we ever got any more double-decker manufacturers other than Alexander Dennis. You know, maybe it would be a better driving experience than this one. But, yeah, Dan, thanks for dropping in. Good to see you. When's your next time streaming? Shorter wheelbase would be better, yeah. Or at least, you know, give us the option for a smaller one. Would be nice. And hola, moto tahade! ¿Cómo está? I missed my turn, darn it. I was supposed to take the tight turn, my bad. Can I back up? Nah, that's screwed up. Alright. Oh, I can turn here. Never mind. Wasn't the stop I thought I was missing. The blur is real, yeah. Hey, you know what, El Mundo? And it's only when I started driving this bus, I'm all of a sudden dropping frames. It's the one double-decker bus in the game, and I'm... Dude, make up your mind here. What are you doing? Screwing me up. Wow, he totally trolled me. Must have thought I was playing Duck Hunt in the arcade. But yeah, this one double-decker bus seemed... And I've never seen it do this before in this stream. Just really crashed my frame rate. I don't know why. You know, I've also never streamed with this bus before. Last time I streamed this game, I hadn't unlocked this bus yet. So it might be the combination of the bus and me streaming that's causing some issues. Blur motion. Yeah. Beefy bus killing the frames. Yeah, it really kind of is. Imagine someone actually modeled parts inside the engine. Yeah, could be. But yeah, folks, that is the double-decker. That's the end of the route. Actually, this is where we first picked up the bus. Let me
Where is it?
let me check for deadbeats once more before we turn over the bus to one of my corporate drivers.
Here's the ticket, and here's a picture of
And hit the road. And then we'll drive one of Olay's requests.
Here you go.
Oh, wow, everybody here bought a ticket. How nice. Alright, yeah, but that's it. It's not bad. I mean, like I said, the model itself is nice. It's just doesn't perform particularly well. I'm not crazy about how it performs. But I think it's a nice looking bus. So there you go. Elmundo says, have you tried the bus, the game? No, I have not. I have been following it though since it, you know, first started development. Mainly because I don't usually buy early access games. I tend to wait for the final releases. You tried it a few times? Okay. The way it goes. Yeah, just in case you guys are wondering the logos, I called my company Ace Transit. And the reason I did that was when I started playing Bus Sim 18, like I said, unlike this game, you start out this game with all the corporate logos unlocked or all the decals unlocked. So I kind of picked the Ace of Spades symbol as a starter symbol when I started painting my buses in the paint shop. and I ended up sticking with it. So when this one came out, I was trying to use the same symbol, but in this game you have to unlock your decal. So it took me a while to unlock kind of the Ace of Spades symbol. So I started putting ace in letters on my buses until I was able to unlock the decal I wanted at Color's suggestion, and so it just kind of stuck. I'm going to say I tried it a few times, but I got to say it's pretty impressive. Yeah, I mean it looks terrific. Matter of fact, our friend Bald and Old, he posted he's been posting some YouTubes about it. He posted one just like this past week or two. You know, just showing off the current version, I guess. And I mean, it looks impressive. It looks great, but it's kind of, I'm just waiting for a full release, you know? I mean, right now, it's still, you know, what do you have? Like a couple buses? I think there's a double-decker in that one now. But in terms of, I don't know, just overall content, especially compared to something like OMSI, it's just, right now, it's still early access. It's just a tech demo, right? So, I don't know. It just seems like, I'm just worried there's going to be one of those kind of games, like a lot of other early access games that get stuck in, you know, early access limbo and never really mature into a full game. And I don't want to pay for somebody's tech demo, but that's just me, you know. But I remember last year when this came out, there were 3 games in development, 3 bus games. There was the bus, there was this, Bus Sim 21, which I had Bus Sim 18, and then, what was the third one? SimBus, which is the same developer that's making SimRail. And this was, you know, the first one out of those 3 projects that released a full, you know, commercial release. So I bought this one first because I want to support the developer that has the balls to actually release their game and not sit in early access for years and years and years and milk it, you know. Amanda says, I also tried betas. Laughs. Okay. Yeah, like Star Citizen. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but something like that is super ambitious and complicated, you know, compared to a bus simulator. But it also depends on how many, you know, resources you have, I guess. And, oh my God, not another raid. Big Dan. Big Dan, welcome. I haven't seen Dan in a long time. Oh my God. Big Dan, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Long time no see, exactly, man. How you doing? What's up? Yeah, it's just me getting back into streaming after kind of I'd been away for a while. I'm working my way back into it, Dan. But it's good to see you, man. Looks like you were doing EVE Online, talking about ambitious games. How'd your stream go today, Dan? Went great. Cool. Good to hear, man. Welcome. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. I didn't even know. I didn't even know you played EVE Online. I don't think I've caught your stream in a long time. I have to remedy that sometime soon. That's cool. How you liking that? Have you been playing that a long time? That's your main game now. Cool. Okay. Yeah, Dan and I became acquainted back when I was streaming Bus Sim 18. And that was something that him and I had both, you know, done on our channels. And you've been playing EVE since 2011. Oh, I didn't even know that. That's cool. My mother says EVE seems like a good game. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people who do play EVE. I've always been intimidated by it. Just, you know, the established world. How do you grind and level up in a world like that, you know? But it does seem like a pretty amazing. I don't even want to call it a game. It's like, I mean, I guess technically it's an MMO, but yeah. Amadou says, It sounds like a good game, but the gameplay and UI are confusing. Okay. Oh, Sap, you used to play Eve also? I didn't know that. And you had a corporation back in 2009 or 2010. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Called Disturbed Capsuleers. Oh, nice. Oh, okay. Yeah, Eve seems like a commitment. It's like such a big world. Armando says, for me, Elite Dangerous is a bit more user-friendly. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, I follow some people who play Elite Dangerous. Matter of fact, I don't know if our friend ADR is still hanging out, but I think he used to play it. I haven't seen him stream it in a while. Our friend Timmy Thumb plays it quite a bit. Matter of fact, he had just started getting back into it last week, I think. I like watching it. I don't know if I'd ever actually want to play it myself. Momento says, oh, I'm sorry, I read that one. Okay. All right. Well, again, thanks for the raid. Big Dan, it's good to see you, man. Dan, you're in Alaska, right? Are you still in Alaska? Which I guess for us, you're 4 hours behind us time-wise, I think. If true. Yes, you are. Okay. Thought I remembered correctly. Has spring sprung yet in Alaska, Dan? Or I'm sure the calendar runs a little bit different up there. Amanda says, after the Odyssey release, you haven't been able to stream it because the graphics chomp your graphics card. Oh, okay. Wait, Armando, are you streaming? I didn't know you were streaming, Armando, if so. Dan says, I don't work tonight. It's getting warmer, like 39 Fahrenheit. Okay. Wow. Balmy 39 Fahrenheit, huh? Nice. Armando says, I haven't in a while, but I should get back into it. Oh, nice. Okay. Sap says, I gave up on Eve because it's subscription-based. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Can't afford a sub. Got to the point where running missions to play for Plex for next month's sub literally consumed all my time in the game. Became like a second job. Yeah, I could see that because I know, especially there's a good friend of mine from work who plays it, and that's one thing, you know, he always complained about. He loved it, but he said it seems to consume all his free time. And I think it got to the point where his wife was complaining about how much time he was spending on Eve. So, since you now have Mondays and Fridays free, you should get back into it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you do, let me know, Armando. I'll drop in and check you out sometime. So, Armando, when you stream, would you be streaming Spanish language or English language? Just out of curiosity. All right, let's grab a Volvo to run before our buddy Olay runs out of patience. Olay, if you're still hanging out, let me know. Yeah, people dropping in from everywhere. So what, you do kind of a bilingual stream? I mean, I could probably hang with a Spanish stream to a degree, you know, with my a little bit of a baby preschool Spanish, I guess. But I was just curious. Solo is fine? Okay. So let me see. I have 9 standard and 5 bendies. So because I haven't really streamed Bus Sim in a while, I kind of don't remember what my routes are. Oh, you know what? I think, let me not do it this way. God, it's raining again. Jeez. Let me pick, just to show off another area of the city. There's an area here that goes past the city's observatory. It's kind of a nice part of the city. Let me see if I can just grab a route that runs there. Yeah, we got 3 routes that run through this area of the city. I'm pretty sure one of them will have the 7900. Let's take a look at it. You do have games in English, so don't worry, says Armando. By the way, are you into graphic adventure games? I'm not sure, because I'm not sure if I know what graphic adventures are. But, I mean, you know me, I mostly play simulators, although I do try to mix in the odd new game type. Sap said, we made a few 100 billion selling a ton of frozen corpses. Oh my god. How do you collect a few tons of frozen corpses, though? You know what? I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. All right, let me see. So, sorry, I did the wrong one. So, let me do that again. Hang on a second. Let me grab another route, and then we will see if we can get it going. So here, this runs the Isotaro and Alliance City off-peak. Okay, so I don't want that one. And then, sorry, give me a second here. This is a 21. Yeah, we have two 7900s that run on this route, so we can pick up the 21 from this stop. Let's do that. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. I wanted fast travel there. Momodo says games like Salmon Max, Hit the Road, Grim Fandango, Loom. Gotcha. Okay. No, I can't say I really played games like that much. So let me see. Retro point and click games. Okay. You know what, Armando? It's funny you brought that up. I think I played a game similar to that. Which one is that? That looks like a BYD. Just last night. It's kind of more of a point and click indie adventure type game. So let me see. Hang on a second. I got services running on both sides of the street here. I'm not sure which side of the street I want to be on. Hang on. Oh, here it is. This is what I want. This is exactly what I want. Okay. Here you go, Ole. So, give me the bus.
Or maybe just check the passengers' tickets?
So I'll show you the bus a little bit, Ole. Here's what your 7900 looks like. Nice LED headlights. And this particular wrap I have on it is actually, it's an advertising wrap for the observatory, which I believe is right here. Well, it's here somewhere anyway. Interior is not that fancy, but I do have some additional upholstery packs that I've installed, including a mod pack. So not too bad. Hang on a second. Sap says you make it all. You make an alt, shoot his pod, pick up the corpses, rinse, repeat. Wow, that's grim, Sap. But I guess whatever it takes, right? Neat trick. Yeah. All right. Also, Og says, did anybody ever play RuneScape? No, I haven't played that one. Og says, off to bed now. Have a great stream. Thanks, Og. Appreciate you dropping in. Thanks for the resub. Catch you soon. Have a good night. Armando says, excited because the greatest franchise is Monkey Island is getting a new game after 13 years. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard of Monkey Island. I don't know much about it, though. Sap says that's another one I gave up on because the Frontier devs are hell-bent on making everything in the game a grind fest. Used to be fun, now it's not, yeah. And hey, Donna. Dinah's coming in lit. You meant Elite? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I thought you meant Monkey Island. Okay, gotcha. Thanks for clarification. All right. That is true. All right. All right, let's get rolling on this route. Set my governor. I'm glad it stopped raining, though. One thing in this particular game is like once it starts raining, it seems like it just keeps raining for a long time, and people have complained that that might be a bug, and they've been hoping the devs were going to fix it. They figured out a workaround for it where in this game you can advance time, so it has time compression, and they figured out that if it keeps raining for too long, if you just do like about 10 minutes of time compression, the weather will reset and the rain goes away. But it's like once it starts raining, it just seems like it just rains like seems like nearly forever. Kind of annoying. Katie says BRB. Okay, Katie. How you doing, Donna? But yeah, this area of the city is kind of interesting. You have like certain cultural attractions and stuff. Like I said, the observatory is here, and there's some other interesting things here. And actually, there's because there's collectibles in the game that you can go and collect on foot. There's some interesting footpaths they put in the game that they attract you to, you know, using the collectibles, kind of, you know, going on a scavenger hunt type thing. That you wouldn't, you know, probably most people would never even bother to see if they weren't, you know, collecting what is today with the people in the wheelchair not paying for tickets?
Of course.
All right. But, you know, I'm kind of one of those, you know, collectibles are kind of a waste of time for most people, but I do them anyway. Usually off stream, just because I'm interested in seeing some out-of-the-way places on the maps that most people wouldn't, you know, bother to see, unless they were doing scavenger hunts and things like that. Alright, due for an upgrade here.
Ticket, please.
Ticket, please. Yes, ma'am, with the oversized hat.
Thanks.
I need a ticket.
She needs a one-trip ticket.
Thank you.
Alright, is that it? But yeah, there's another one, Olay, exactly like this one, but the bendy version of this. And I put it in the same livery wrap because it's serving the same route, the observatory route. But you can kind of see a little bit of the wrap. They even put detail on the roof of this wrap. You know, all for the observatory. It's an ad wrap. But even being an ad wrap, I think it actually looks kind of nice. I like it. With the space theme and stuff. Whoa, she's crossing the street. Jaywalking. There's not even a crosswalk here. You're not supposed to be doing that. Dude! Look at him trolling me. Alright, so that's kind of odd. I think they introduced a bug in one of the last releases. The AIs did not used to jaywalk. But now they do. So that's kind of unsettling. Potholes. Amanda says, fun fact, in Argentina for disabled people, public transit is free. Oh, nice. Why are my front doors open? What did I do to the doors? Alright, nobody's getting on or off? Okay.
It sure is
Oh, this is not my stop, duh. This is my stop in the other direction. It's not my stop in this direction. That's cool, Amanda. Sap says I paid 140 quid for a pledge with that first fighter ship. Oh, you're talking about Elite? Oh, it didn't drop the ramp. There we go. Another upgrade due. Yeah, I really don't like doing the manual upgrades to the stops. I wish they would get rid of that as a feature. I really do not like that.
Thank you.
Scam citizen. Correction, yeah, I stand corrected. Oh, come on, lady. You could cross, I'd let you by. Alright, she lost her confidence at the last minute. So, got another Isotaro in front of me. Yeah, this area of the city, Ole, if you're still hanging out, like a lot of the residents request that, you know, the bus company only use electric buses in their neighborhoods. So in this area, I deployed a lot of e-buses on the routes. And hello, Skelly! Chili Skelly in the house. Welcome, how you doing, man? Oh, she needs 2 tickets.
Thank you.
Can soccer moms make dad jokes? Thanks. Single ticket, please.
One more.
Can't wait to disembark at my stop. The new issue of the Jones Law.
So Skelly says, doing good, just chilling out, you know, how's things going? Everything's good, Skelly. I'm doing good, man. Good to see you. Yeah, kind of almost back to my regular schedule this weekend, Skelly. I've literally streamed 3 days in a row. We streamed Friday night. I did a stream on Saturday night with a new game. And today we're doing Bus Sim on Sunday. So yeah, almost like old times. Almost back to normal. Skelly, you still playing Escape from Tarkov? Is that still your main jam these days? I saw that. I'd been a bit occupied with stuff, but happy to see you streaming again. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm still not committing to a regular schedule like I had, you know. But this has been, you know, the most normal weekend I've had in over a year, you know. But you know, I'm doing good, man. Everything's good. Health-wise, everything's great again. I'm good. I'm lucky. I'm fortunate. Everything continues to check out well on my follow-ups. I'm good, man. Everything's great. I really can't complain. Skill says just haven't streamed much lately. Okay. You played last night, but it was only for an hour. Okay. Another wheelchair. Nice hat. Welcome back, Katie. These tickets here. Regular week ticket. Yeah, good to see everybody. I really appreciate everybody dropping in. It's been nice. Good weekend of streaming. It's funny. I was saying earlier on Captain Andy's stream, we were hanging out, or I was hanging out rather on his stream, that you know, even though sometimes I struggle about whether to stream at all, when I do actually stream, I almost never regret it because of the, you know, all the cool people who come and hang out on this channel. You know, that always makes it worthwhile. I'm almost never disappointed after I actually do it, you know. So yeah, I really appreciate everybody being here. It's been really nice. These potholes ain't so nice. But yeah. Dad says it's like working out. Yeah, I guess it is. The more you do it, the better it is for you. Is that what you mean, Das? Better it is to you? Alright. It's not my stop again. Is this my stop? Yeah, because... watch it. Yeah, because the thing with this route is... because it's a loop coming up and down the same street, I get confused as to which side of the street my stop is on in each direction. I know, right, Skelly? Pothole Central. And because I'm rusty, I'm not paying attention to what I'm supposed to notice which is the right side of the street I'm supposed to be stopping on.
Just one ticket, please. Thanks.
A ticket, please.
Alright. But yeah, mainly I decided to stream this today because of the dev put out a major patch for this just Friday. So I was just kind of curious to see, and we were also distracting you. Yeah, always blame chat, but that goes without saying anymore. But yeah, I was just curious to see what kind of fixes came with the patch that they put in. I haven't noticed any of the updates yet, but I also haven't read the release notes. Good Lord. Nasty pothole. But you know what? At this point, the bus company, I built it up so much that they have so much money. My bus company has so much money now that I don't even sweat, you know, taking pothole damage anymore.
Please be careful.
Yes, ma'am. They're starting to complain a little bit, though. Oh, God. Yes, yes, whatever. All right. Skilly, whose emote is that? Gee whiz, that's kind of scary. Alright, give up the bus stop, dude. Let's go, let's go. There we go. Duck sauce, it's an evil, mischievous face. That one's creepy. That's the end of the route. Oh, you know what? I must have turned off the route summary. Or it got turned off with the last update. Where is that? Because I was wondering, when we drove the last route with the other bus, when I got to the end of the route, I didn't see the summary that I normally do. So I don't know if I turned it off and didn't remember, or if it got reset with the patch. I don't really know. No. Oh, here it is. That's it. Oh, a man with the wheelchair wants to get off. Did I not open the ramp? Apparently didn't. Ole says heading off. Work tomorrow. See you next time. Okay, Ole. Yeah, hopefully the Volvo was everything you hoped it would be. But yeah, thanks for dropping in, hanging out, Ole. See you soon. All right, so that is it for the 7900. And there's another route that kind of runs from this area to the other end of the city. I'm not sure if I remember which route it is, but let me see if I can figure it out. We'll drive that one a little bit. Maybe this one. This goes to Cliffview. This might be the bus. Let's take it and see where it goes.
Or maybe just check the passenger's tickets?
Oh, this is not the one I thought it was. I see where this one goes. I'll tell you what. Oh, no, it is. Okay, the GPS was wrong. So, Skilly, how's work been? I guess if you haven't had that much time to stream lately, probably been doing a lot of working. Sorry about that. If you guys heard me banging the mic by accident, my apologies. think this is the route I wanted. Oh, this route has a drive-in movie theater, so that's different. This part of the city, rather. I don't think I can actually go inside the theater there. I believe I tried to walk in there once on foot and it had an invisible wall. But it's kind of neat that they modeled it. Skelly says work's been busy, but good, honestly. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I remember that being your feedback a while ago, that it was busy, but you were really enjoying things, which is great. And you're looking forward to some out-of-town trip that you're doing at the end of April. Nice. Let's see, we got a little bit of time. Let's check some tickets. I'm not late for a change.
Here you go.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Oh no, I lost it.
Got one. There's always one. That sounds cool. How long of a trip are you taking? How many days you going away for? Just Friday and Saturday. Mostly visiting and meeting with online friends. Cool. Whoa! Seriously? Come on, game. Oh, man. Suicide run. I know, right, Scully? Gee whiz. See, I think what it is, they figured out my bus company has a lot of money. They all wanted to get paid.
Bye.
Daggone NPCs. Wow, yeah.
I'd like to buy a ticket, please.
Oh, man. Yeah, I've never seen them dash in front of me like that before. Man, hello, Hills. Just saying hi as I'm streaming myself, failing at GeoGuessr as usual. Oh, did you kick off already, Hills? Okay. Yeah, I knew you were streaming tonight. Matter of fact, I had the impression in my head that we probably were going to raid you when I was done. I didn't know you had already started, though.
Thank you.
Single ticket, please.
But failing as usual, he says. Yeah, I'll drop by when we're done here, Hills. Good to see you. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. The AI is running in front of me like that. I mean, I feel like they introduced some bugs in one of the latest releases. I mean, well, in that case, they technically weren't jaywalking. They were crossing in the crosswalk. It's just that was kind of reckless the way they ran out in front of me. I'm not used to seeing them do that, and I definitely didn't used to see them jaywalking. So that's different. So I don't know if they're just, adding random AI behavior
I need a ticket.
for a challenge, or if that's a legit bug. I don't know. Alright, technically that's the end of this route. Oh, this is a short hop. Okay, so this connects this little residential area to the observatory where we just were. Wow, look at the shoreline here. I've never actually seen it look like that. I mean, it looks like something out of Jurassic Park or something. All the fog and whatnot. Huh. Alright, well. Alright, but that is my last stop, but we'll close the loop and go back to the observatory, and then we'll grab something else. Hill says, no worries, you're more entertainment than me. Nah, not true. Nah, Hills, I enjoy your GeoGuessr streams a lot, so, I mean, that's more your thing than mine. We all have our own thing. I mean, I don't know. Maybe one of these days I might try a GeoGuessr stream, but I would not presume mine to be more entertaining than yours. I saw it. I saw it, but my foot just didn't hit the brake quick enough. I saw her coming. Jesus. What are the AIs doing? Or maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just being a dumbass. My God. Look both ways before I cross the pedestrians, I guess? Game. Gee whiz. Sap says, refer to my previous comment. Oh, I'm sorry, Sap, I might have missed it. Let me, oh, there it is. Maybe it's simulating life more than you think. It means idiots step into traffic oblivious because their faces buried in phones. You know what? There's something to that, Sap, because they do have smartphones in this game. Matter of fact, there was kind of a comical bug introduced a couple of releases ago where when you kind of go back into the coach to check their tickets, this is not my stop here, it's my stop the other direction, okay. When you go back into the coach to check their tickets, some of them actually take their smartphones and show them to you, but there was a bug where when they took their smartphone out, it was all of a sudden swell to be comically large. So the smartphone would end up being like the size of their torso. And then occasionally, like, you drive along the route like this, and you would see people walking down the street with smartphones covering half their bodies. So, yeah, it was kind of nuts. So, yeah, they do have smartphones, you know, the NPCs, so I mean, I guess it's reasonable to assume that, yeah, they would not be paying attention crossing the street and just walking your way. So, yeah, you're probably right. I should anticipate that more. What do they call that? Walking while texting, or at least that's what they used to call it. Alright, and that is our last stop at the observatory. Or technically our first stop.
Just one ticket.
And I was on time this time. First time all night I've been on time. Of course, my route was only 6 stops.
Here you go.
Tickets. Whoops, accident.
She's called Pearly.
Keep doing that.
Here you go.
Wake up, sir. Got a ticket? Yes, he does.
Wait a second. There. Sure
Ticket,
thing.
man. Pokemon Go only made it worse. I call it the March of the Sheep. Yeah. Alright. So here's our... I believe that's an Isotara we were just driving. Yeah, it is. Alright, so we'll turn that one over to AI, and away she goes. But yeah, there are some interesting, like I said, you know, if you kind of follow, you know, kind of the scavenger hunt thing and go looking for collectibles, there are some interesting areas off the beaten path that you can, you know, walk into and look in the city. I mean, I always say, like, you know, for those of us who play a lot of simulators, it's a shame that, you know, these devs put together, you know, like really detailed environments, and all we do is drive past everything at like 60, 70 miles an hour, right? We don't really go around and anticipate some of the things they built into the maps. But, yeah, they do have some interesting things built into this city. All right, so I think I satisfied the kind of most of the requests from people who wanted to see specific buses. If anybody else wants to see anything specific, let me know. And hello, Nazari Lucas. Welcome. How are you? All right, let me see what else we can get into. You know what? The other thing I can do is we do have some missions on our backlog. Well, one of them, they want us to build a new route that I haven't gotten around to yet. I've been putting it off for a while. This might be the last area of the city I have to unlock. But I don't think I want to do that, because I think on stream sometimes when I'm actually building a route, I think it might be kind of boring for people watching. So I kind of don't do that too much anymore. All right, let me see. Otherwise, what else are we doing? We have to drive Route 21 with a bendy bus. Oh, I could have done this one for the Ole's Volvo request and satisfied a mission. But yeah, for those who play this who haven't been aware, you kind of get these spontaneous missions that spawn on the map at random. It's kind of like this one. What you have to do is you have to look for these little exclamation points in yellow that are like glowing. And when you click these, what they do is they give you a mission. So for example, if I highlight this, you kind of see on the left there, pick up 15 passengers from Gold Island, and your reward is a certain decal. This one says Birdie. So unlike in Bus Sim 18, where you kind of got everything automatically in terms of, you know, swag, just by driving and leveling up, this one you have to complete specific missions to get swag. And that took me a while to figure out. I didn't know that. Matter of fact, let's just throw that on there while I'm looking at it, and I'll just add it to the list. Sap says, why does nobody ever make a vintage bus simulator or vintage truck sim? All the modern stuff doesn't have the same character. Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that, because I know even, you know, on AMSI, I like driving some of the old buses. They have a lot of character, you know. But yeah, good question. You know what? Now that you mention that, Sap, I saw on Schnauzer Power Stream this week, I think it was Schnauzer Power Stream, there's a new, to me, looks like a vintage truck simulator coming out. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It might be set in Australia, actually. I mean, you know what? Well, we got a minute. Let me just take a look real quick. I think it might be called like Aussie Truck Sim or something. Oh, no, it's called Truck World Australia. I'm sorry. I'll just post a link in chat real quick. Although now that I'm looking at it here, it doesn't look quite as vintage as you might have been referring to, but there might be some vintage elements to it, because I know when I was looking at what they were showing on stream, it looked to me like a vintage simulator. Oh, sorry about that, Sap. Let me see if I can Get that freed up. There you go. Don't know what happened there. And hello, Mash. Mash Up Gamer, welcome. Man, Mash, where you been, man? I haven't seen you in forever. Holy crap. Welcome. It's been so long. Yeah, it really has. Autocorrect fail. Oh, the word retarder. Gotcha. Gotcha, I see. All right, no problem. Like new buses don't have that same retarder whine you got on stuff like Daimler, Fleetliners, and settings, etc. Okay. Mash says, last time I spoke to you, you were ill. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you okay now? Yes, I was, Mash. And long story short, yes, I am good now. Everything's good, man. I went through some advanced treatments probably about a year ago, this time last year. I got a clean bill of health by last summer. And I came back to streaming briefly last fall. Kind of took a break for a few months, and then came back again a couple months ago. So yeah, I'm working my way back into it. I'm still not keeping a regular schedule, but yeah, I am getting back into it. But yeah, thanks for asking, Mash. Yeah, your memory is correct, and I'm good, man. That is so good. I bet it cost you so much in healthcare bills, though. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I did have a significant amount of out-of-pocket expenses, yeah. But, you know, my insurance covered most of the heavy-duty charges, so that's good. But out of the out-of-pocket costs, yeah, it was definitely not trivial. But, you know, luckily I was able to afford it, you know, so... but yeah, everything's good, man. I have no complaints, and it's good to see you. Sap says, yeah, a lot of old buses had that whine by the time it's at 40 miles per hour. You as a passenger feel like you're rocketing along. Yeah. Do you still speak to Bald? No, actually. Well, it's funny. You're the second person to ask that on stream today, Mash. I have not seen Bald on Twitch, like, you know, as far as in somebody else's channel or anything. But we have traded some DMs. Yeah, I have chatted with him from time to time that way. But no, I haven't seen him around like on the channel or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, obviously I haven't seen you much since, you know, he closed his channel. So hope you're doing good. Hope everything's good. All right. So let me grab another service or two here. We got time. But folks, before I do that, I'm going to take a very quick break, and I will be back very shortly. Really appreciate everybody hanging out. Stay tuned. All right, folks, I am back. All right, let's see what else we can get into here. Actually, you know what? Real quick, before I do that, welcome back, Hannah. All right, let's see. So I have in that link I had added the patch notes for the game that came out Friday. I'm just curious about what the major updates were. Oh, they give us customizable route colors now. Okay. Option to customize all buses of a type in the paint shop. All right, so some paint shop enhancements, a crap ton of bug fixes it looks like, and bus fixes. And license plate enhancements. Okay, I heard, yeah, okay, that's one thing I forgot. I heard that they gave us customizable license plates now. You know what? Let me take a look in the paint shop real quick. So, for example, I think I'll grab everybody's favorite, the double decker. And so we're supposed to be able to customize the plates now. I know that's one thing that we could do in Bus Sim 18. And also, you can make some type of, you know, country appropriate license plates, I think. But I don't know how that works. Customize? Oh, okay. I see. They added it to the customize menu. I mean, yeah. All right. See, am I in the way? My big head's in the way. So, all right. So this is a EU tag for. Is this Germany? Would D be like Deutschland? Maybe. And then Angel Shores. Again, that's the city we're driving in right now. Fictitious city of Angel Shores. Which is supposed to be a fictitious American city. Victoria. That sounds Canadian. Oh, you know what it says up top? Angel Shores. Okay, I see. Australia here. Alright, so you can have like the fictitious in-game cities tags here. But then you can have... This is Austria. You can have real tags. Oh, okay. I see what they did. China, France. Okay, D is Germany. Okay, Deutschland. Got it. Hawaii. Japan. Oh, this is cool. We didn't have this in, we didn't even have this in Bus Sim 18. You know, actual countries, tags. Or if we did, we only had like a couple EU countries, I think. Netherlands, USA. Hey, it's my home state. Russia. Switzerland, Poland, Czech Republic, and back to Angel Shores. Okay. And this is the default. So I'm just out of curiosity. If I were to make, for example, Hawaii. Only get 3 alphas in this plate. I guess I could do that. Welcome back, Captain Andy. Okay. Take a look at it, though. That's cool. Okay, so that's something else we can do. Alright, let me see what else. Am I missing anything else in chat? I think you guys are mainly talking about your Discord. Okay. Ball can't tell you. Yeah, I would imagine that if he's working on a film project, he probably has NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. So yeah, he probably can't tell anybody. All right, so I see how that works. That's one of the changes they added, and let me just see what else they did. Looks like mostly everything else was major bug fixes. All right, it just seems like also what they did was they said when you apply a paint job to one bus, you can have it kind of do a mass application to every other bus of the same type. So I guess the same make and model if you wanted like your fleet to have like a consistent look, I guess. So that sounds handy. Although for me, what I tend to do is I paint buses individually. I don't like them all to look the same. I like a little bit of variety in mine. All right, let me see. So, for example, if I were to... Let's just say if I was to grab, like, this bus. It's kind of a boring paint job, but I think this is just an advertising wrap. Oh yeah, this was an ad wrap from when I unlocked the part of the city that has a sports stadium. So they wanted an ad wrap for the stadium area. But let me see, if I were to repaint it, for example. And I don't really use ad wraps that much in the game anymore, especially now. As you can kind of see in the upper left-hand corner, this is how much cash my company has on hand. So, you know, $122 million right now. The company's kind of really rolling in cash anymore. But let me see, if I were to change it with a new wrap, let's say. So if I... Oh, that one looks cool. I like that. I think I've only used that on one bus. Let me see, do I have any new wraps that I haven't looked at before? Actually, I still have only one wrap to unlock. I haven't unlocked this one yet. All right, so for example, we got this kind of Halloween-themed haunted house wrap that unlocked a while ago, and believe it or not, there's a haunted house on the map. This is what this is advertising, and if you walk up to it, it makes like spooky sounds and stuff like that. I thought it was kind of going to be the only kind of thing. It was only going to be active on like Halloween, but it seems like it's available year-round. But, okay, but in any case, if I were to add that wrap, for example, and change the interior, a little bit. Looks nice, that bus. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, I think one of my buses has this wrap on it. Like, as soon as I unlocked it, I know I added it to one bus. Actually, I did it like last fall around Halloween time. But I don't know if I maybe repainted that bus after Halloween. I'm not really sure. But yeah, now that I've unlocked a lot of features in the paint shop, I'm pretty happy with the paint shop. I think there's a lot of nice options in it. Now, some of these interior options, these upholstery sets, are from a mod. And there are, a lot of mods that are starting to come out. They only introduced mods a couple months ago. So I'm hoping we'll get a lot more features. I'm really hoping we get a lot of sound mods. I think that's one of the things people complain about more than anything else. Let's try that one. That we don't have enough sound mods in the game. Or we don't have sound mods at all. People complain that we don't have enough authentic sound. So I'm hoping some people make some sound mods. Welcome back, ADR. Did you get the new Ivico pack? No, I actually didn't. I'm taking a look at it now that I heard you had it. Do you like it? All right, but yeah, I was just looking at the release notes that I had. I just posted the link in chat if anybody was interested. I was just kind of curious to see what other type of things were in this release, because I couldn't really tell a lot of differences just from driving those last couple routes. You haven't looked at it yet. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we get 3 new Iveco buses in that release, if I remember, or in that DLC rather. But one of the things I saw in the release notes, this patch, they said that they have a feature now where you paint a bus and you can apply it across your fleet in one paint. So I guess if you wanted all your buses to look the same and kind of have like a corporate theme, now you can do that rather than painting each bus individually. And I was just looking to try to figure out how that works. Actually, let me remove that ad wrap because it kind of making the bus look stupid. Did the interior, did the license plate. Maybe it's an apply option? Oh yeah, it's an apply option, I see. So, customization only to this bus. Oh, that's interesting. They put the license plate changes separate. Or to all buses of this type. Oh, okay. So I guess it's only make and model. The same make and model that you're looking at. Alright, so they're saying if I repaint this bus alone with the changes I just made, that's a $6,000 upgrade. And I know that's not a dollar symbol, but I'm just going to call them dollars. If you apply it to all buses of this type, then it's a $70,000 upgrade. 70,800. Okay, I see. Alright, well that's kind of handy. I mean, I don't use a uniform look. I like my buses to kind of look different. But that's okay. I just wanted to know how that worked. Alright, so that's one of the other major updates that they added. And let me just see if there's anything else interesting. Yeah, the rest are just, you know, bug fixes to game features and buses specifically. Okay. ADR, did you see the license plate customizations? That's kind of cool. I mean, they have a generic, you know, in-game plate, but then they have some plates by country. You did? Okay. Yeah, I remember when we used to be able to customize the plates in Bus Sim 18, but you couldn't customize like the region. You could just, at least not as extensively as you can now. Yeah, because now we get EU plates and a couple US plates and Japan, etc. That's kind of cool. Alright. Yes, abort. Didn't want to change it. Okay. Man, it's raining again. It's always raining here, I swear. Alright, but yeah, this is what I was talking about a little bit earlier, where it seems like once it starts raining, it just never stops. But the way the workaround worked, and hopefully they haven't changed it, if you go to the time compression, the advanced time feature, so right now it's 7:51 a.m. in game. If I just advance time by about 10 minutes, the weather should reset. So yeah, if you get tired of it raining, just for right now, that's like the only workaround. So you just, you know, step out of your bus and do that. Well, you wouldn't want to do it while you were actively driving a route, because then you mess up your timetable. But yeah, that works. I was curious to see what other buses we had serving this route. All right, let's find another thing to do. All right, let's grab one of these missions. Yeah, so this is how you unlock more paints, more wraps, more decals by doing missions. Let's see, 15 passengers from Gold Island, Route 21 with a bendy, Route 11 once. let's do this one. Oh no, that's a cancel. I have to go pick up the bus. All right. So, you've never completed one of those? Yeah, you know what? ADR, I didn't even know. I didn't even know about them. And the way you find them is, if you just scan the map periodically, you'll see these golden exclamation points, and you can kind of see there's a little countdown arc, and you have until the arc completes to accept the mission. You do see them. Yeah, I didn't know what they were for a long time, but if you take them, if you click them and accept the mission, then that's when you get the reward. And the reward is a paint color, a wrap, or a decal, things like that. That's how you unlock all the swag. Whereas in Bus Sim 18, you just used to unlock it automatically, just, you know, by leveling it up. But here you have to do missions to unlock them. Just never tried to complete it. Okay. Yeah. And then once you accept the mission, then it kind of goes on this quest log. So you kind of have like the main story quest stuff here, but missions end up in this list, ambient assignments. And that's how you do it. And you see the rewards here. So yeah, like for example, when I was looking in the garage earlier, sorry. If I go to customize wraps, I still have one locked. And I think if I, you know, that's how I get things unlocked. If I eventually, if I get the right mission at the right time, I can unlock that. Or for example, like when I was looking at decals, oops, didn't mean to do that. No, that's right, I just did it wrong. I still have a few decals to unlock. Yeah, I got quite a few decals to unlock. That's how you unlock them, by doing missions. That's the only way to unlock them. You didn't realize you can save them? You thought they were time sensitive. Oh, okay. No. But even the ones that you don't get, they will come back around again. And actually, there's one more mission type, other than, you know, your reward being that type of swag. The other reward type is cash. Sometimes they just give you straight cash. But I mean, at this point in the game, you know, for example, here's another one, right? This one is, I get another decal. And that's just about to expire. But, you know, they come back around. And then after you accept them, the ones that kind of have the question marks on them, that's where your active mission can be, you know, started. But yeah, they didn't explain any of that in the tutorials or anything for the game. I just found it by accident, just clicking around the map. So yeah, they could have done a better job explaining that. All right. So I was going to grab another mission out of the quest log, but I changed my mind. I think what I want to do instead is I unlocked a kind of neat area of the city. I don't know if you've been over here to Arnold Park. It's kind of their boardwalk area. I think it's kind of neat. I don't know if you've been around here at all. I have one bus route that goes through here, but kind of a nice area. Kind of makes me itch for summer vacation a little bit, you know. Do some shore trips and whatnot. Yeah, you walk through there on Tuesday stream. Oh, okay. Okay, there's a collectible there. Yeah, I got all the collectibles in this city. I don't have all the collectibles in the old city, the one from Bus Sim 18. Give me 1 second. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Starting to get dark in here. I want to turn on some lights. All right. But yeah, this city I got all the collectibles pretty much. But like I said, that kind of stuff I don't do on stream, but I do it off stream, mainly because not that the collectibles themselves are really worth anything, but just the exercise of doing a scavenger hunt for them exposes me to areas of the cities that I wouldn't really see otherwise, you know. So I kind of like that. So yeah, I do stuff like that. You know, just to admire, you know, the features and the details they put into the maps and whatnot. I think it's kind of cool. If you walked around here on foot, did you see the one where the area where all the seals are laying out on the rocks? I think they're usually right here. I don't hear them now, but normally you kind of see them there. Oh, I can't go that way. This way? I think they're over here. That must be what all these people are looking at. Yeah, they're hanging out here. No, you only did half of it? Okay. Actually, normally when you walk over here, you can hear them. Like you can hear them barking. I don't quite hear them so much right now. But yeah. Well, you can hear them growling a little bit. Normally you hear them going, you know, stuff like that. But yeah. I think it's kind of neat they put stuff like that on the map. Nice little details. Let me grab a bus. We'll drive around this area a little bit more. I mean, I like this part of the city. But yeah, I mean, I used to like the city in Bus Sim 18, but they definitely put a lot more kind of diversity of architecture and whatnot. Andy says, "Can you do that impression again? I missed that." No.
You want to enjoy the ride or rather drive yourself? Sure thing.
Kidding, Andy. Now you made me self-conscious about it. I'm afraid that I can't do it the way I just did. All right, let's see. Yeah, now you're doing what color usually does to me, Andy, where he catches me when I make a weird sound on stream, and then he makes a clip of it, and then says, "No, you got to make a command out of that." I mean, that's actually how we got this one, and I can't spell. May I have a ticket, please? He caught me mocking somebody on stream, and then he caught me doing this one. When we were playing American Truck Simulator, I was mocking what American horn sounds like compared to a European horn. Wah, wah. So that's literally how we get those sound clips. Color catches me making weird sounds on stream, and yeah, so that's what happens. But yeah, I think if he was here right now, he would have done the same thing with that. He would probably quick grab that seal sound and made me make a clip, a command out of it. Now, this area of the city here is kind of interesting. It's kind of like a satellite downtown area. And I can see that they put on the map a whole bunch of places where I could add bus stops. But I haven't unlocked this area to be able to place bus stops here. So this area is kind of confusing. ADR, I don't know if you've unlocked this area, you know, close to this like kind of mini downtown over here, or if you've unlocked any of the bus stops here. But I feel like I have most of the city unlocked, but I keep expecting that part of the city, you know, to allow me to assign bus stops. I mean, I can drive past them where you have, like, you know, the part in the street painted where you can see it's a bus stop. But every time I lay down a route, they're not available for me to click as a bus stop in the route builder. So I don't know. That's kind of weird. I mean, I'm almost level 500, right? I mean, when do you unlock that? If I haven't unlocked it by now, I don't really know. Dude. Yeah, but I mean, like, this is the main downtown area that you get pretty much right at the beginning of the game. But then connected on that other end of the bridge, you get the other downtown area. But they don't seem to have too many activities unlocked for us there, so I'm not really sure. Come on. Not really sure what they plan for us to do with that area. Someone may have just clipped it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Andy. Alright, we got an upgrade here. Another blocking door passenger, really? You know, I thought I had turned that off because I think that's stupid. Let me check that real quick. It's like a couple things there that seem to have turned themselves back on that I had turned off. Like that one. Well, Andy, if you or someone did clip it, I believe you can paste clips in my chat without permission. My chatbot should allow clips of my own channel, so feel free. There you go. Kojo being a seal. I'm afraid to look. Remind me if you happen to still be around before we end the stream, and I'll play it on stream. And new follow from Lazy Wavy 1. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. See, I got some time. Let's check some tickets.
Here you go.
Hello? Hello to you too, Lazy Wavy. How you doing?
Here's the ticket. Here's a picture of my
Sure.
All right. I usually play American Truck Simulator, debating if I should get this game. Oh, okay. Yeah, I play ATS also. As well as Euro Truck Sim. Yeah, I played Bus Simulator 18 before this one. I mean, obviously I like them both. I like driving sims generally. But, you know, kind of hard to tell people what they may or may not like. But if you have any questions, let me know.
Taking the bus is so much easier than trying to survive.
Bus Sim 21 is multi-platform, so whether you play on PC or consoles, you know, you have a version there. But I mean, I play like a lot of transit sims, like, you know, the 2 bus simulators, and you do play on PC. Okay, cool. I played AMSI, the German bus simulator, before this. If you're familiar with that at all.
You saw my ticket already.
Told you already.
Hold on.
Sure thing.
Here you go.
Which is, in my opinion, well, probably not just my opinion, but more of a hardcore simulator compared to this.
Here's the ticket. And here's the picture.
Because you have, you know, real world locations and things like that. But as much as I have always loved AMSI, it's just, you know, it's dated. It's a dated graphics engine. So the one thing you do get with this is, you know, pretty good eye candy, and there is licensed content in the game. You know, real world manufacturers. For example, this one's Volvo. It's a fictitious city, but it is a nice city. I think this one is even better than the one they gave us in Bus 18. So I mean, I like it. Oh, not another one. At least that one was smart enough to run out of my way. God. I already run through, I think I've already run over 3 people on stream today. Everybody's looking for a payday. Lazy Wavy says I might buy it and try it out. Yeah, I mean, there's always that, especially if you play on PC. You can take advantage of, you know, what they call the Steam rental, right? You know, try it. If you don't like it, refund it. Now, this one is one of those where it takes a while to really unlock a lot of features in the game as you play. So you'll have a lot of the city not available to you right away. You'll only have a couple bus types available to you in the beginning. So it takes some time to really unlock things. But you can at least get a feel for like the physics and things like that. Does Bus Simulator have add-ons like American Truck Simulator? Yeah. Oh, it has Truckers MP. Bus Simulator, this version, they didn't have it before. But this version, no, I take that back. They did. Because they used to have workshop mods in Bus Sim 18. This version just introduced mod support in-game. Just a couple months ago. So, yeah, there's nothing as grand as Truckers MP yet. But as far as different mods for the game, and I went the wrong way. Let me see if I can figure out how to turn around. I missed my turn. Grr. Can I do a U-turn by any chance? But, you know, there's not a ton in, at least last time I checked. There wasn't a ton in the mod market yet. Alright, let's try that again. again. But, you know, at least they built the infrastructure for this one to have a lot more mod support than Bus Sim 18 did. They're not going to let them cross here, are they? You bought it. Oh, just that quick. Okay. GG. I'll play it and have your stream on my other monitor. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.
Hey, Alfonso.
All right, there we go.
It's my hair.
No pedestrians killed that time.
I need a shave. When can I come?
Well, technically, in this game, even if you deliberately run over pedestrians, you don't kill anybody. They just get paid a big fat lawsuit settlement from your bus company. And Lazy Wavy, ooh, tongue-tied. Lazy Wavy, thank you for the sub. And welcome to the community. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Welcome indeed. Very generous of you. Lazy Wavy says, sounds good. I appreciate it a lot. No, I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, I'm not going to check tickets now. I'm running late. One other thing that's kind of neat about this, Lazy Wavy, they do have a co-op multiplayer. I haven't had a chance to try it yet myself, but I do know a few other streamers who play this, so I'm still hoping at some point in the future to be able to play with some others. But, I mean, it took us a long time to get, you know, built-in multiplayer for the truck simulators, right? Now that you have Convoy. Before you had to do, like you said, Truckers MP. Do you play on a keyboard or a wheel? I have a wheel and pedal set up. So that's another reason why I kind of play. I tend to play a lot of simulators on my channel. Because I had a driving sim gifted to me by a friend, Miss Lovely Hannah, way back when not long after I first started streaming. She gifted me Euro Truck Sim 2. And so before that, on my stream, I didn't actually play a lot of driving simulators. And I had a real old wheel, like real old, in my closet that didn't actually work with Euro Truck. So I had to, of course, go out and buy a modern steering wheel. He needs a ticket. And it's kind of like once I got the wheel, then I started, playing more and more driving games. Started playing OMSI, started playing American Truck, started playing Bus Simulator, things like that. So they just kind of really, what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of self-propagated, I guess. So yeah, this is all your fault, Hannah. You started all this. What kind of wheel do I have? I have a Logitech G29. And that's the one that is compatible with PlayStation. Whereas its sister wheel, I guess, is the Logitech G920, which is the one that's compatible with Xbox, right? Both of them are compatible with PC. So even though I'm an Xbox console player, I knew I was only going to use this wheel with my PC, and I was never really going to hook up my console to it, so that's why I bought the G29. Alright, I just completed an ambient assignment, okay. So we just completed it. ADR, I don't know if you're still hanging out, but yeah, you just saw me complete a mission. You have the 920. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're great wheels. Both of them are fantastic.
I already showed you my ticket.
Wake up, dude. You're in public.
Ask me already.
Of course. Here you go. Sure.
But yeah, the only reason, even though I have an Xbox, Wavy, the only reason I bought the G29 was because if you could actually compare them side by side, the G29 has slightly more buttons on it than the G920 does. And that's the only reason I bought it, even though they're identical every other way. He's going to cut me, isn't he? He tried. Andy says, at least you know what to stream. Sometimes I have issues. Sorry, let me negotiate this corner first, and then I'll read that. Sometimes I have issues with what to do as I have so much to choose from. Yeah. Yeah, you're right about that, Andy. That's also how we end up with backlogs. You know, because at least I do anyway, I tend to stream certain things, and there are games that I want to play that are not always, goodness, as stream friendly, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Like, for example, before I started streaming, I used to play a lot more shooters. You know, Gears of War, Halo, things like that. But to me, it's really hard to play an active shooter. Well, that's a poor choice of words, but you know what I mean. Than it is, you know, while I'm streaming, than it is to play other things. It's harder to keep up with chat, interact with the community, things like that. So I kind of migrated to what I have called in the past old man games, quote unquote. And I mean that in terms of, like, you know, games where you're not out there worrying about your rank and you know, trying to prove your manhood to other players and, you know, whatever, right? You know, things that are kind of more relaxing, in some cases a little bit more intellectual. Now, I remember one time when I said that, you know, I classified one of the driving games I play as, you know, a good old man game. Color got offended. He was like, hey, I play that. You trying to call me an old man, you know? I mean, he said it playfully. I know he wasn't really offended, but old man games, LOL, says Skilly, yeah. But, I mean, that's what I call them anyway. Just, you know, things that they're kind of a little bit more, less high pressure, a little bit more laid back. Old man games are only 31. I wish those. Yeah, I was 31 30 years ago. Or almost 30 years ago, anyway. Is this my stop? It is not my stop. I almost made another false stop. Okay. But as a result, what that means is there are a lot of other games that, you know, like we were talking about, you know, on stream last night, right? Where you know, I start accumulating a backlog of other things that are not necessarily the type of stuff I like to stream, or maybe you know, my impression mentally is it might not be something that people would like to watch me stream, and I end up building a backlog because after a while, streaming takes up nearly 100% of my gaming time, you know? Because when you stream a lot, you end up not really wanting to or having time to play games offline a lot. So that's why I came up with the new game Saturday night thing, you know, a couple years ago now, trying to give myself an excuse to work through my backlog that way. And that's why we streamed, you know, for example, like Lake last night. You know, not the prototypical simulator type game or that I would normally play, but something I was curious about. And I was just, you know, I stream it. Man, I hate these potholes. Hoping that other people would at least enjoy some of it anyway, you know. You know, at the risk of losing my usual audience, I guess. But yeah, if I don't do things that way, I miss out on a lot of those type of experiences, I guess. All right, another upgrade happening here. But I don't know. I mean, you know what? Oh goodness, my middle door got stuck. All right, wheelchair man is aboard. This woman needs a ticket. Senior ticket. All right, that was a glitch. I don't know how that happened. All right, we're starting to run late again, so see if I can pick it up. Pick up the pace a little bit. But yeah, Hannah pretty much started me with the driving games on stream. I mean, if I hadn't picked up a wheel, I probably wouldn't have drove as many or started streaming as many driving games as I do now. I mean, I would have definitely still been playing a lot of old man games, but not as many driving games. Alright, I do not have time to check tickets, so if we got any deadbeats, they're going to get away with it.
Spring is here. I got so excited.
ADR says, I wish there were more bus lanes on the map. Yeah, you know what? Actually, that's a good point. There's not really any bus lanes, is there? Or is... Oh, no, I take that back. There are some. Especially kind of in that, that southern suburb. I can't think of what it's called right now. Yeah, that's right. There are some, because there are... You see them marked in red in certain streets. But yeah, we could use a lot more, you're right. Alright, so we're back to the boardwalk area. Dude, I got the light. What are you doing? Everybody's trying to get a suit. Man.
I'm sorry I've been late today. No, it's not the bus. I have to push the for the Okay, see you.
So Skilly, you got me envying driving in this area. Got me envying you taking vacation soon. Hope you have a great trip, man. All right, that's that for them.
Single ticket, please.
All right, he needs a ticket.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So polite. Yeah, one thing I definitely do not miss about OMSI is the passengers here are much more polite, and they don't complain anywhere near as much.
There it is.
You saw my ticket already.
Although they do make passive-aggressive comments sometimes about your driving, but they don't scream at you like they do in OMSI. Skilly says, right? It's going to be all beaches and sunshine. It's not going to... Oh, it is going to... No, not... Ugh. Not going to be all beaches and sunshine, but it's going to be some fun times for sure. Nice. All right, that is it for that route. May I have a ticket, please? Yes, you may, Skilly. But only as a souvenir, because like I said, everybody here in chat rides free all the time. But yeah, this is another one of those ad wraps from a real-world company, Tobii Eye Tracker. Yeah, matter of fact, and ADR, I don't know if you saw any of these. Did you notice some of the other streamer wraps, I guess? You know, some of the bigger online streamers actually have wraps in this game now, which is kind of crazy. Like, for example, take this one off and then... see. Wait a minute, are they... Oh, I never saw this one before. That's kind of neat. You know what, let me take the other app. Or is it a regular app or is it a... Sorry, wrong one. Is it an ad wrap? Because the advertisements are under a different category. Oh, no, I think that's one of them, actually. So they're under regular wraps. Yeah, I don't know BG. I think that's one of them, though. That's one of the, you know, the streamers wraps. I think. I mean, some of these I don't know. I know Squirrel has one in here. I don't know that one. Let's see, where is it? It's Northern Alex. I followed him for a while. I haven't been following him lately. Your commands make me chuckle. I love them. Okay. Thanks, Gilly. KYG, I think, is another streamer. I don't know him either. Trainsa? Train SA? I don't know that person. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't know how some of these streamers got their wraps in the game. Game Tech. And I went out later and kind of just, you know, searched some of these on Twitch and found that they were streamers. I was like, oh, I didn't even know these people. Oh, yeah, this one, Jeff Favignano. I follow him because he does a lot of simulators. Who's this one? This is Jim Daly? Jim Daly? Yeah, I don't know him. Actually, this is the first time I saw this rap. I don't know if this was here last time I looked at him. Let's see what else. I don't know who this is. Let's see what else. Lenny 42. Oh, he's even got his face on the rap. Is that German? Okay. Maybe he's a German streamer. I don't know him. I don't know if any of you guys know any of these streamers. I don't know them all. But yeah, I guess you know you made it when they put your stuff in a game, right? Jeez. Loot box. I don't know who that is. Here's one for Gamescom. A couple of them actually. Yeah, and then there's Razer. I have some Razer equipment. Matter of fact, I'm using a Razer mouse right now. Which actually I like this wrap. I think it looks good. I like the colors. Yeah, you can shoot again, Skilly. Yeah, potato aim. Yeah, you have a limited amount of time to shoot more than once. You can actually shoot again. Let me see what else. Razer here. We drove a bus with this wrap earlier, where it has Tobii eye tracker on it. And I could have sworn Squirrel had one on here. I don't see it now. Maybe I just passed over it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, I knew he had one. I just didn't know where it was. So that's kind of cool. I mean, I don't follow that many of the really, really big, you know, partners. But Squirrel I follow. Jeff Favignano, I don't actually think I follow him on Twitch anymore, but I still sub to him on YouTube. But you know, I mainly follow those guys because they do a lot of simulators like me. Give it another shot if you want, Skilly. All right. But anyway, I think those are kind of some interesting graphics they put in the game. I mean, Squirrel's kind of... His could have been a little bit more interesting. I mean, it's kind of black and white, which is not bad, but... Like, they only put his logo on the very top of the bus. They didn't put it on the front or the back or anything else. On the wrap. I mean, so... I mean, I think I could have done a better job designing graphics for him than they did, but... Either way, I think it's still kind of cool that he has his own stuff in the game. But yeah, they have some other ones. This is the wrap that I put on the double decker. Right? This is kind of cool, but I don't think I put it on any other bus. This one I like. I have this on a couple buses. I think one of my double deckers, I mean my bendy buses rather, has this. I like that combination of colors, kind of like the light red, dark red, gold. I think that looks pretty cool. Oh, GG Skilly, you got that one. You can't shoot 2 twice in 30 seconds? Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. I didn't think you would be restricted. Wait, let me see. Did you get a message about that, or? Huh. I'll look into that, because I've done shoot more than once faster than that. It was from Twitch? Oh, okay. Yeah, because I didn't think Wisebot would restrict you from doing that. Twitch don't allow the same message in 30 seconds. Oh, okay, for spam. Okay, all right. I got you. Is that new? Because I don't remember that being a problem for people playing that game in my chat before. Or maybe people were just weren't doing it in 30 seconds. And I just didn't notice. Okay. All right, thanks for the FYI. Yeah, I mean, I got some other interesting ones. This one's like pretty much for a hippie bus. I have this on one bus. And then this one's kind of a pseudo Chinatown theme. Kind of got the dragon happening there. I think I put this on the second bus that we ever bought for the company. It's not too new, but it is new. Okay, got you. All right. But yeah, I mean they do have some nice nice wraps that they give you by default. I like this one. It's kind of just silver and kind of I'm not really sure what that is. Kind of like a cloud graphic theme. But I do like that one. I have that on another bus. Yeah, I think I have pretty much all the ones I unlocked except kind of the ones they gave us for streamers. And I've seen a couple of them here that I didn't notice before, so they might be new. So, and I got one left to unlock, so I just haven't gotten the right mission yet, I guess, to unlock it. Right. Alright, let me check, see what, if there's anything else we want to look at, or I want to look at, I guess. As far as from the release notes. Yeah, I mean, they put a lot of bug fixes in, but only a couple major feature releases, I guess. But yeah, I was just curious because I think this is the first release we got this calendar year, maybe. I don't think we got one before the new year, or since the new year started. So. All right, I think we're good with that. All right, so we're out of there. All right, Lazy Wavy, if you're still hanging out, how what do you think so far? Have you had any chance to form an opinion yet? All right. I mean, I'm hoping that you don't hate it, because I almost feel like you bought it because of me. So. Yeah, I mean, it's not as hardcore a simulator as some of the other bus sims that are available, like OMSI or even the Bus, which is still in early access. But I mean, I still like it. It's just one of the games that
Ready to invest in you.
Sorry about that. Looks like it. One of the things that makes me happy playing it. It's a pleasant, place to drive. We have licensed content in the game. Even though it's a fictitious map, it's still a nice city. I like it. I wouldn't say it's replaced OMSI for me, but I'm on the verge of probably never playing OMSI again, only because of its age. I think OMSI's really, really showing its age now, and while I still have love for it, I just don't have tolerance for dealing with it anymore.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.